Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the live show. I'm gonna try it first as a one-off, and then we might do some more. I'm joined by Vape Reviews Belfast, Johnny Blamings, the man himself.
How's it going?
Someone that you might have trouble understanding, James Scullion there from Larne and Topside Vaping.
Alright folks, what's the crack?
And as it says on the YouTube, some guy called Billy.
That's me.
So basically, we're just going to have a chit chat, hang out. I'm having a beer. They all pushed out. So cheers.
So we're
Um,
normal.
We'll talk about what that show was like on BBC Two the other night, how we think it's going to affect things, what else comes up, and what we're all vaping, anything new, stuff like that. Sound good?
Perfect.
Aye.
So, what are you vaping, Johnny?
At the minute, I've got the Kangaroo Tech Pro Tank 4 with the RBI section, and some of Grey Haze sent me over some of their strawberry jam on toast, and it really does taste like strawberry jam on toast. I'm really surprised. It's spot on. And then I have the Avocado 24 with some Heisenberg in that bad boy. Set up a wee single for it for aye. Well, I got a bit of vapor's tongue, so I needed to change it up and try and wake the taste buds back up.
Yep.
Nice. What about you, James?
Well, tonight I am on the RX 250 with the Geek Babe Griffin 25. I've got the strawberry digestive from the Siggy shop in it, and it is lovely. One of my favourite juices right now. Then I'm using the drip box. Yeah, it's very underpowered, but it's nice what it is for what you do with it, being the steel in it. And I'm also on some fairy cake from the Siggy shop.
Billy, what about you?
Currently on the RX with Twisted Messes and switching between that and my tank with some Moon Mountain Berry Burst or Buzzberry, sorry, which is awesome. And on the wee Cooper tonight because my batteries are running low. So I've only got one battery in that and the wee Vengeance tank.
Dead on. Me, I've got quite a few things going. I've got my RX with the Indestructible. I've got some Blue Raz. This stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
So I've got, in my Pigo Matherum Strawberry Digestive, same as James are. And then on my IPv5, which I reviewed the other day, with my Velocity, I've got some new juice coming in the shop the other day. High voltage diode. So it's nice. It's like a creamy orange, so it is, with peaches on it. So you'll like that one, boy.
Yeah, pop out and try out there.
A drip box made of cookies, and we've ended with a Cooper setup, same as Billy, with 13 elevators Bermuda, which I reviewed there last week. Loving that still. That's pretty much it for tonight. So it is. You anything new coming from the shop ready for review there, John?
Nothing at the minute. I mean, because I was unwell there for a while, I still need to do the Pro Tank 4, the Avocado 24. I've got the Dripbox 160. I'm going to have that either tomorrow or Thursday to do a breakdown of do a comparison from the original Dripbox to the 160, do a breakdown of it, and then it's got a different deck. So where the previous model had a two-post design, but you only had two holes for the wire as well, the new version will still screw in like the previous one, but it has a velocity style deck, so two posts with the four holes for the wire.
The original comes with the velocity
Not,
check?
not
I
all of
on
them did, James. You,
No, the previous
I was
batch
I was
didn't.
a lucky character then. For I got one with it.
Yeah, a lot of the pre-release didn't have the velocity style. It just had two posts with one hole in each post, which was annoying. But yeah, that'll be coming over the next couple of days, and then I don't know. It depends how generous payday is.
pretty much the same as you. It seems to be we keep following each other that way, so we do. We've got the Avocado 24 coming in this week, so I'll be getting it. We're getting the new drip box as well. So, there's a couple of other things coming in. So, hopefully get my hands on them. I'm getting the range of Blow tomorrow to do a review on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to doing it. That's pretty much it for review. Oh, tell a lie, I've got stuff coming from America. I've got the Raphael X coming. I've got Hard Vapes juice line coming. And I've got a surprise coming from a reviewer over in America, Sarkaz. She does like vlogs, but she also does juice reviews too. So she's sending me a load of juice over. So I'm waiting on it coming too. So I've no idea what it is coming from Sarkaz. But once it gets here, you'll all know about it.
I'm sure it will. It'll be interesting to see.
So, but no, that's pretty much it. But at the minute, we got this. This came into the shop today, and I basically haven't put it down since I've opened it. So, yeah. But
All in the shop and try out their new stuff, Paul.
Yeah.
That their blow that you're reviewing at the minute is lovely.
I am Thursday.
Yeah.
So but we all watched this thing on BBC Two the other night. Then I take it.
Yep.
Yep.
What was our thoughts on it?
It was informative anyway. I especially liked the information that was given for the second-hand vape. That's what I was most interested in anyway.
Yeah, the whole menthol thing.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
it all. The second-hand vape, because I vape around my son, and I tend not to do it too much.
Yeah.
It was just good to know that he's not really inhaling anything. Nothing worse than maybe inhaling out the street anyway.
This is it. I mean, me and my dad were talking about it today. He called down. We went and grabbed lunch together. He's one of these ones. He still can't get into his head that it's not smoke. He just sees it and automatically thinks cigarette smoke and goes off in the tangent. So I actually had to sort of talk to him about that. And I said, well, look, it's like this here. You came into the shop today and you seen boys blowing clouds and all, and it was fogged out. No, I thought your head in. He says, yes. Obviously, I says, well, they put a smoker into a chamber, and he smoked, and the CO2 levels and everything went off the charts. And then they put two boys in, that fogged the whole thing out for about 2 hours, and the needles barely moved. You know what I mean, with the CO2 and stuff. So that's the difference on it.
Yeah.
Well, just as we're talking about second-hand smoke, there was an interesting article published online on one of the pages I subscribe to. I get notifications from like Health UK, things like that.
Yeah.
And interesting, just I'll not read the whole article, but just to quote, the Food and Drug Administration, which may be called upon to regulate e-cigarettes, remains cagey. Of course, again, quotation, more data is needed to determine the ingredients in e-cigarette aerosols and potential risks to secondhand exposure. Now, Igor Burstin, if that's how you pronounce his name, who's an occupational health expert at Drexel University, argues that they're being overcautious. He says, and he's put on his website and said in many different live interviews, that at the minute, in his opinion, it's propaganda mixed with willful ignorance on behalf of the FDA. He says that there are thousands of measurements from thousands of different devices on the market that e-cigarettes have been put through, and he says that the e-cigarette data review concluded that contaminants pose no apparent concern to any bystanders. So that's an interesting one. He says that there's nothing to be concerned over whatsoever over thousands of different.
That basically backs up what we said the other night then. Because the only sort of negative thing that I got from that show, was the whole menthol side. They said that there was a few extra bits in it, but everything else was sort of clean, basically.
Yeah, the whole show was pretty good. I quite enjoyed it personally, but like the tests weren't exactly the same. So like he was using the CE5 the whole way through it. I mean, like for the testing, and then whenever it came to the contamination
Yeah.
passive vape, he was stuck two cloud chasers into the one room.
Yeah.
And they fogged the shit out of it. But like I know it came out clean and stuff, but the test should have been done with the same thing throughout.
I was actually glad he done that because to me he was coming off like very anti-vape straight away because he was one of these ones that fought the whole passive smoking thing, got it banned in lots of bars and restaurants and stuff. He was going and guns blazing, ready to get this whole thing banned, and then it sort of wiped the smugness off his face when these two boys clouded this place out and barely moved the needle. You know what I mean? So to me it was kind of good the way they done that.
I still think
Yeah.
they should have done it with the same thing. Like,
I mean,
to be
it, I mean,
accurate.
any type of test that you're going to do with anything, you know, you're going to have a consistency, and it
Yeah.
just didn't seem to have a consistency throughout the whole program, the whole testing. I mean, if you look at the actual test subjects that were using these cigarettes, they were all using different types of devices. They're all different ages. You don't know what their health background is. You don't know whether some are more physically active than others. You don't know whether some of them work within offices, whether some work in warehouses. You know, the tests themselves just weren't consistent with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You,
the
you
only
couldn't.
test, the only consistent thing in that test was that they were all heavy smokers. That was it.
At
Yeah.
least, at least when it was from going cold turkey and then to say the likes of e-cigarettes or mods, the cold turkey didn't work, but vaping did, and that should be a positive.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's more research done, and hopefully there's more TV shows brought out to show the public that don't know the good sides to vaping.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, Johnny. I know now you work in Total Vapor. I've
Yeah.
started working in the city shop, and I always feel great at the end of the day because the amount of people I'm actually helping get off cigarettes every day, it's amazing.
Well, yeah. I
The
mean,
amount of
only.
starter kits I'm selling, you know, what I mean, to get people off, it's good.
Well, that's it. I mean, as they said in the program, only 4% of people that try to quit smoking without an aid actually stay off cigarettes. I mean, 4% of the UK is a hell of a low amount of people, you know. And if you look at the actual, I mean, look at vaping itself. Back in 2012, there was only an estimated 700,000 people on e-cigarettes. Everybody
Yeah.
else was either a non-smoker or a heavy smoker or some sort of smoker. Whereas now, a few years on, there's an estimated 2.6 million people vaping.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's grown in popularity, and programs like this, they went in with the sole question of, yes, they went into a whole load of different other things like passive smoking, blah blah blah, but their whole question at the start was, is this safer than smoking? And I think no matter what little things that we can pick on throughout the program, they still answered that question that vaping is 95% better than smoking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very informative show for people that really didn't know anything about vaping.
Just a quick question before we go any further. Who's watching this stream as we're going live?
Not really.
Because it's reverbing.
No, I don't have one on either. You're using a tablet, Billy, aren't you?
Yeah,
That could be what it is.
Be grand. Be grand.
tablet.
Don't worry about it.
No, sweet that.
So, any of the new products coming out that you're looking forward to?
The avocado.
Dripbox.
Well, no, you're looking forward to the drip box.
I can't wait till
On the
Dripbox come out.
RX2. Do you think it'll actually do 160 watts?
Oh, well, I mean, depending on your build, you know what I mean. We'll see what the crack is. I'll do some tests on it. I mean, I've got a voltmeter and stuff here. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'll test it and see what the output is to the posts. But it looks good anyway. I mean, personally, I mean, I have tons of drippers that I usually just buy for the sake of buying, but I really can't be bothered dripping. I'd rather use the likes of a Squonk or an RTA or even down to the likes of a tank. A lot of times just for sheer convenience rather than anything else.
Yeah, well, I use the drip box one cycle because I like dripping too. I like the flavour for dripping, so it was ideal. Because if you remember back before December, I done that sort of out and about vlog on the bike, and I actually wanted to see if there was a way to get one of them easy purrs attached to the handlebars, so I could drip and cycle at the same time, and then obviously Kanger brought the drip box out. So that solved that problem.
I see you trying to drip while you're cycling along there. That wouldn't end well.
I've done it. It was dangerous, but sort of no handle going down the towpath.
Going down the towpath and knocking over pedestrians, screaming, "I'm just trying to drip." But again, that was another thing that the program didn't really cover, was the likes of mouth to lung or direct lung, people that are on like 50-50, 60-40, 70-30 max VG, 6 milligram, 12 milligram, 18, 24. It didn't cover any of that. I mean, I just thought that the program itself was out of something that you could take. You had the potential to do a 6, 10, or whatever part series over a few months. They just kind of tried to rush into it to go, is it better for you than smoking? Yes, thanks very much for watching. You know what I mean? A lot of, other than the vapors, I don't think a lot of the general public would have actually been excited to watch it, or maybe would have continued watching it more than maybe 10 minutes in. You know? One of
my sisters, she's completely non-smoker, hated it and all. Whenever I was a smoker, always trying to get me to get off them. And she actually watched it and is sort of pro vaping now, so she is. So that's a good thing. But Dylan Kennedy just commented in the chat. I'm a little doubtful of it, to be honest. Do you want to sort of emphasize on that a bit?
We have a chat?
Oh, yes.
On YouTube? Oh, yes.
I did not know this.
You're not just sitting in front of your camera and I, Johnny. You know, there's people can actually talk. You know, right?
I'm telling you, by someday I'll get up to your standard, Paul.
This is it. Going away.
You'll have to do a review and a tutorial.
So
if you want to comment or work away.
What did you think of the talking in the House of Lords and stuff like that there about the regulations being changed and stuff like that there to abolish basically what they're trying to bring in with TBD?
It's a platform, I think, that is needed to happen with the House of Lords, but it needs to go from there into the House of Commons. This is where we need the whole thing to be talked about. You know, fair enough, it's that's what I'm saying, it's being used as a platform there with the House of Lords. But
it actually the actual thing, it's on YouTube, like, of them talking about it and stuff, and all the different lords actually getting up and speaking about vaping and stuff. And like, you see, being honest with you, like, there was at least 4 or 5 lords in that room that actually used vaping and still use vaping to keep themselves off cigarettes.
Yeah.
And you know, if that doesn't show, like, the politicians and stuff, like, that this is actually helping and it's actually saving lives, then, to be honest, I don't know what else can be done. Because,
again, that could be, you know, say, I don't know many people are in the House of Lords because I'm not into politics, I don't watch it on TV or anything, but say there's 100 people there and there's 3 of them or 4 of them or even 10 of them that vape, it's still going to be mass majority don't vape at all and are probably just thinking more towards taxation rather than anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take example what's going on over what Grim Green says, Nick says over in California at the minute. Either the local council or government took out a loan, a 15-year loan based on the taxes that would be collected against cigarettes. And now that the more of the population is vaping over there than actually using cigarettes, they can't pay back through those taxes that we're collecting back to this loan. So that's why, again, this is all theoretical, that's why they're pushing have vaping banned, because they're losing so much money in these taxes to pay back this loan.
Well, this is it. There's bound to be loads of the politicians and all out there that actually vape, but they're just not stepping up and saying about it. We actually need them to actually come out into the spotlight and say, yes, I vape, and we do this to sort of stay, because it is helping.
It's not even that. I mean, I get the health benefits to the UK public, even the public worldwide, 100%. Yes, that's a benefit. But if the politicians would turn around and say, okay, well, listen, we're making $4 billion per year on cigarettes, and we're reinvesting that in the NHS, roads, or whatever the crack is. Now you're going away from cigarettes. We're going to have to find this money somewhere else. The only way we can find it is in vaping. If we're going to be honest about if that's what's going on in the background, I don't know, because this is all hypothetical. But if that's what's going on in the background, and they just came clean and said, well, you're taking the money from here, so we're going to have to find it somewhere else. So we're going to tax your e-cigarettes. I'd be a lot happier. You know what I mean? Rather than them just saying, oh, there's not enough testing done, we'll have to ban these, or we'll have to add heavy regulations to it to make sure the public's safe. Even though we know it's 95% safer,
Yeah.
It's just this whole backdoor politics things, where it's just come clean, just say why are you doing it. Give us an actual reason other than health concerns, general public health concerns. I mean, because cigarettes are happy enough. Yeah, let's stock the shelves full of cigarettes and tobacco when it has been proven that that's killing people prematurely and it's robbing them of years of their lives, and children are smoking and dying, and people are dying of passive smoking. Well, that's fine. We'll keep that on the shelves. But vaping, proven 95% healthier? No, we're going to have to look into that.
But the vaping doesn't pay for their Bentleys.
Maybe holidays away.
That question that Dylan had said, I think it's directed at you, Johnny. He says depends whether the bots are series or parallel series.
Yeah, we're
parallel
talking about the Dropbox 160.
Yeah. So.
All right, we can have a look at it. We can have a look at it, Dylan.
The what?
The Dropbox. I'd say it's series. So.
Well, it is series.
Yeah.
I mean, because the way it's wired. I mean, we have it in the shop.
Yeah.
It is series. You know what I mean? I'd say it probably is because of how low the board goes for the resistance. It's like 0.08 or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But it is a really low resistance, and then if you take into consideration your batteries, you'll hit the 160.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, I'm about a 0.15 on this. So we'll have with the mod rabbit. So.
It's just the Tiger chip thing that they've been doing recently. Like, they brought out, what was it, the K-Box 200 or something. What did it actually do in realistic terms?
Well, not even the K-Box. Look at the RX200. The RX200 says 200 watts, but I mean, if you put a 0.2 build on it, I think Bizardo put up a post that you're only getting, well, from the original firmware, you were only getting 133 watts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until whatever they're done with the updates.
It's the same as anything, really. You know what I mean? It goes on your build. This is where your own glow sort of comes into play.
Well, I mean, it's got a cutoff if you're going too low. If you're building like a 0.15 and you're going to try and fire that at 200 watts, it'll stop. I don't know the exact figure, but it'll probably stop in around 140 or something, and not let you get 200.
That's where, see, the IPv5, it's just went nuts. You know what I mean? See with this pure mode, SX pure mode it's got, I had quad stainless steels in the G4 coming out at 0.08, 0.09, and it works on the IPv5 because of this SX Pure mode
Yeah.
on the new chip. So, which I thought was good about this, that you can actually go super sub-ohm with a regulated mod, so you're getting all that safety from the regulated mod, but you're able to go super sub-ohm like you would with, say, a Mac.
I mean, then again, if you do your build right and you know how to build, you don't need to sit at 140 watts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can throw a 4-foot or 5-foot cloud at 50 watts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as I build it right, have a good surface area, plenty of cotton in it, and saturation, you don't need to sit at 140 watts. These guys, I mean, whenever the RX got updated to 250, they're like, oh my god, 250 watts, oh. So
what is it? I mean, Billy can throw one 4-foot cloud with his mini volt, and then he has to charge it. You know what I mean? So...
one cloud and it's done. I Billy the one-shot wonder.
That's right.
Well, he has only got the one kid, so.
Well, he's right too. I haven't updated my RX, and I don't really see the point in it. I don't go over 150 really, so.
I don't even go up that high. I think the highest I have on mine set on at the minute is about 45.
Well, I've
The
got.
only time I really go up that high now is if I'm testing something like a G4 and they say that you can go to 200 watts, blah blah blah. Well, I want to see that I actually can. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when it comes to testing, but I mean, general day-to-day vaping, you know, your all-day vape,
No.
you're not going to need that. Nobody's going to run around all day doing.
You need to walk around with about 30 batteries, so you would if you were going to constantly do that.
Aye, exactly.
No way.
Well, I've got the alien wire in mine at the moment, and 7 wraps, and it needs to go up pretty high. I'm not even sure if I've built it right, to be honest, but.
Take a wrap out. Take a wrap out.
I think I'll start on 5 wraps with that, like, with the alien wire.
Yeah, I done 6 on the indestructible. Have it at 80 watts. It came out at 0.25.
It's not something that Johnny's interested in, like, he's the capital man.
Well, see, we'll stop talking about the Dropbox now, so Johnny's just not interested.
I done a review on fused Claptons and all before. I love Canthal. It's simple. It works. It does what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
I just can't be bothered using the likes of the, you know, these different brands of wires, lower resistance wires, you know, alien wire, Clapton. I don't like working with Clapton because it's a pain in the ass to set. I just go. I honestly, if I'm in the mood that I want to have fused Claptons or something, I'll just contact John at Runny Nose Vapes in Belfast City Centre, and I'll just get a set off him because they work beautifully. I mean, in saying that, I'm doing the review tomorrow for the Avocado 24, and John was kind enough to do me a set.
Lovely.
Nice.
And that's the only time I'll really play about with fused Claptons. Any other time, I know what I want to hit with my build. I know exactly how it's going to vape because I've built it that many times. I'll throw it in the way I go. I don't really think about them that much. Like even in my Mac, is a standard Canthal 6 wraps 22 gauge. That's coming in about 0.3 ohms on the Mac. And fires away at 0.3, you know.
At the minute, I'm loving stainless steel. The wire, just playing away with it. That's a dual stainless steel build in my theorem. Run it in stainless steel mode, and I'm actually getting practically all day out of one battery in my Pico. And you're getting more out of your juice as well, because obviously you can just drain the cotton before you have to fill the tank up again. So to me, I'm loving it. And plus, it sounds angry as shit.
Because that's exactly what you want to promote vaping. Stand in the corner, having a vape, and this thing's going. People are looking at you going, well, my cigarette doesn't do that.
Well, they'll either hear that or they'll hear the metal coming out of my earphones, so it's one of the two, you know what I mean?
Being metal, you probably stand there listening to Diana Ross.
Johnny, that was supposed to be our secret.
You can't beat a bit of Diana.
But somebody's mentioned there in chat about the cloud sessions here at the weekend.
Yes, is anybody heading down to them?
No.
Unfortunately not, I've got work.
So do I. Every time there's a cloud sessions, I seem to miss it.
Billy was hoping to because he entered a competition.
Yeah.
So he did, but I take it you didn't win.
Well, I've heard I'm back, so no.
No, the winner was released there on
Yeah.
Sunday, I think. Sunday.
Yeah, if I had won, I was dragging my missus down, Mama.
I mean, it should be a good show, a good time. I mean, looking at the photographs that were from the last one, it looked like it was good crack. You know?
It's like £20 for a ticket, and you get goodie bags and stuff when you get down there. It's £20 for a bus fare down, and you can get home literally any time of the morning. Like there's a 3 a.m. bus or something back up and stuff like so.
Well, yeah, I mean, the beauty of it being in Dublin is that there's a bus back to Belfast. Well, I mean, when I lived in Dublin, over the summer, there was a bus back to Belfast every hour throughout the night.
Yeah.
You know? Over the winter, I think it's like every 2 hours, but it was great. You just jump on a bus to, like you said, 3 o'clock in the morning, back up to Belfast.
Talking about cloud sessions, it just reminded me of customer in the day wanting to know if we sell any Buddhas for the cloud competition. I was like, no, but I can lend you one. So just remind me to put that in my work bag for him tomorrow.
It's lovely people that come in and go, I want to blow clouds. What do I need?
First of all, go and learn.
Walking into a local brick and mortar and asking do they sell Buddhas? No.
Is everybody going to be hitting the, what do you call it, Vape Invasion in Belfast in October?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I know you will, Paul.
Yes. I'm going on the Friday with my cameraman. So and I don't know about this Saturday, but I will definitely be there on this Sunday.
With your cameraman?
Yes.
Cameraman.
I don't think you're going to cameraman.
No, because
selfie stick.
As far as I know, Siggy Shop has got themselves a booth with Villain Vapors and a couple of other ones. So I might either be working there on Saturday or working on the shop on the Saturday. Definitely there on the Friday, and we'll definitely be there on the Sunday, and might just have to get somebody to go around on the Saturday and just take some extra footage of public.
I think, is it actually a 3-day event, Johnny? I thought it was just the Friday and the Saturday.
It's a 2-day event. The Friday, I think it's the 7th and 8th. The Friday is going to be strictly business to business only, as far as I'm aware. So there won't be any general public will be allowed into that. It'll just be networking for the businesses. And then on the 8th, which is going to potentially be the Saturday or Sunday, I don't know. Hold on, where's my calendar? Because the date's changed recently to the 7th and 8th, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 7th is a Friday, which will be strictly B2B, and then Saturday is the 8th, which will be general public.
I thought they said 7th to the 9th, that's why I thought it was going to be a Sunday thing. I'll sort something out, so...
Let's see.
I will definitely be there on the Friday. And I will definitely be out on the Saturday, Mr. Flemings.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Sure, I'll avoid you then. I'm on Vape Invasion website at the minute, and it doesn't actually... Oh, no, there it is. It's just 2 days. Titanic Exhibition Centre, Vape Invasion, October 7th and 8th. So it's just a 2-day event.
Damn. I'll go get something sorted. Can't do time yet.
It'll still be good crack. I mean, there'll probably be either a pre-party or an after-party anyway.
Yeah. Definitely looking forward to that anyway.
Indeed. We'll see. I mean, here's an interesting one in terms of Vapor Expos and stuff like that. There, first of all, you, Paul, what's your take on people going just to get freebies, or companies that just throw out freebies constantly? Are you for or against?
I'm sort of in the middle. People going just for freebies, no, because obviously you know you're going to get freebies. You're going there to see what's new, see what new companies are coming out. Because I mean, there was Vape Fest last year, and Licker had launched at Vape Fest, and now look at them. You know what I mean? So you can sort of say that you were there when Licker launched, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the whole thing with the companies throwing the stuff out, I'm not really into that, to be honest with you, because it sort of detracts from it. You've got people going nuts. It's literally like a mosh pit. Have you ever seen them? Like,
Oh yeah, been in plenty.
yeah, it's like literally like a mosh pit. So it is fighting over a 30 ml bottle of juice that they could have probably got for free if they had to walk around the corner from the stage to their actual booth. You know what I mean? Or got it next to nothing anyway.
To be honest, I would agree with you, Paul, to a certain degree that. Okay, I forgot what I was going to say. But
It's an interesting argument that some people
Yeah.
are with the fact that they want to go to the live shows to see the new products that are
Yes.
coming out, to speak to the people that they buy the products from, just to get to know them, to have that personal touch. And then the other half of the argument is people saying, well, I know that bottle only costs £2 or £5, whatever it is to make, but you charge me £15. So once a year getting freebies is, is something that you should be doing. It's an interesting argument.
Well, there was Vape Fest last year. I went down with business cards saying that I'm a reviewer and all blah blah blah. But I also went down with 200 quid to buy stuff. But I just didn't go down to get free stuff to do review. I
Yeah.
spent the guts of about £150 on juice.
Well, hold on a minute.
Last year.
Let's face it. From one reviewer to another, I mean, it's
Yeah.
very, 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 very rarely that you'll actually have somebody contact you saying, "Will you do a review for me?" I mean,
Yeah.
90% of the stuff I have, I've went out and I've bought to review, mainly because I wanted it. It's shiny, I'll buy it. But people have this whole idea that, oh, you're a reviewer, you get hundreds of things for free, you get all your stuff for nothing.
The majority of stuff that I've got that are reviewed, I've either bought or I've talked to the manufacturers on social media, or they've contacted me, or it's been a local brick and mortar. City Shops gave me stuff to review. Titanic Vapor, they gave me stuff to review. They got the new Wicklicker one there before everybody else, and wanted it reviewed their end, so he actually dropped it to my house as soon as he got off the boat to get reviewed that night. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all what everybody thinks, especially at the low numbers that we're. I mean, I'm only about 166, 167 subscribers. You're in the thousands and what now? Like you're what, 1,600?
Okay.
I haven't a clue. I think it's only like just under 1,200 or something.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not until you get to like 6,000 or something before companies start contacting you for free shit to give you the review.
Well,
We're just not pretty enough.
This is it. Anyway,
this will be my first show, and I'll be going down simply because I want to see what it's all about. I've never been. I've seen some YouTube videos, and they look really good. And it's basically to see new products as well. It's not all about free stuff, because at the end of the day, they're doing it for a reason. They want to promote their business, and I'm just looking really.
you think about all the people you've been talking to on Facebook and vape groups, right? And you're now getting a chance to actually go and see them all face to face and hang out, chill out, and talk about shit basically.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about to me.
That was the main reason that I went to Dublin, to be honest with you. It was simply the fact that I could spend a day and I could meet most of the people I talk to online and get the opportunity. The freebie thing, look, to be honest, most of the UK shops and stuff that are even at them things don't do freebies. And I think it's a bit mad to the fact, that the Americans will come over and stuff and they'll just hand you stuff left, right, and center. I think, it's nice of them to do it simply because you are supporting their product throughout the year, but Nah. Like,
But this is the whole thing that Chris Tucker said in that interview I did with him
Yeah,
from Film Papers. He
yeah,
thinks that all the ones that do that there, that spend hundreds of thousands on vape events, hiring cars out, hiring fucking helicopters and yachts out, mansions out, giving hundreds of thousands of juice away. Instead of doing that there, put that money in towards fighting the FDA and stuff like that over in America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and we should be
it's
doing more of that here as well.
it's a bit mad, like, but I don't know.
Maybe they shouldn't be throwing out freebies. Maybe if they were to give out because I like the t-shirts. I mean, I got a Villain Vapors t-shirt when I was when they were over in the Siggy shop in Lisburn, and I love it. That's my first t-shirt. But I mean, maybe if you were banned juice, because you're going to be banned juice anyway. Maybe if they have t-shirts, it'd be nice to get a t-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that. If you ask or if you want one, but to just be going just for freebies, it's ridiculous.
yes, it is.
I've seen some things on Facebook where they're in a hotel room or whatever, and they've got their beds lined up with juices and stuff like that there, and then they're selling them, and that's
Yeah. That actually gets on my tits.
yeah, that to me is not the point of the show, and I would say 90% of people that see it would
Especially
agree
too
as well.
with there's some reviewers do that too. They get given like situational to review, and then
Yeah.
they sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
But then on
You're
the other
doing
hand,
it away with it
I
or
have
give it.
seen people that said that they got all this stuff free and they've tried some bits and they know they won't like other bits and then they're giving it away as well. So on the other hand,
Yeah.
there is decent people out there that will give them out to their friends or to other people on social media. So
Yeah.
there's good and the bad, really, isn't there?
It'll
Well,
be interesting to see. I've been talking to Ronan about the way that the Vape Fest in Belfast is going to be organised, where you had a lot of. I watched the majority of the reviews, like Dean the Vaping Biker, Grim Green, Epistardo, and all that was over at Vape Jam, and they were saying that what it was missing as a Vape Expo was hardware. There's very
yeah.
few stalls that had any actual hardware or any new products that were coming out on the market, like prototypes. There was no build stations. There was no, are you new to vaping? Here's a beginner's class. Here's a beginner's section. I mean, out of all the expos I've been to, I've never seen one stall that actually had things like the, starter kits like C5s, K1s, T18s, T22s, AIOs. They never
But the,
have that. You know
but
what I mean? You go
then
to these expos and it's just booths with bright colours, loud music, throwing stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
But then anyone that doesn't vape or is looking to quit, would they be going to a show for information, really? I personally,
I
I
think
don't
it's the
know.
place that you should be able to go if you're wanting to quit
Yeah,
smoking and see what the whole thing's about. I think the show is nearly a particularly great place to actually do
yeah,
it because you're surrounded by people that can give you great information towards quitting and getting onto vaping. So I
This is
think
it.
I completely agree with Johnny to the fact that there should be more beginner sections in a vape event
yeah.
simply for that reason.
Maybe it should
Even
be like if you're hiring out a stall or whatever, um, you give some sort of input into another stall that's for beginners. So you're either helping out with juice or helping out with mods. And obviously someone has to run that stall though, but everyone's sort of giving an input into for starters for people starting out.
yeah, I mean, it would be difficult to it would be difficult to try and get people on board. I mean, obviously, businesses coming over will have their stall and they'll be busy trying to speak to other businesses to sell their product, to promote themselves. So it would be difficult to be able to get people that you could trust would have the right knowledge to be able to advise the general public properly.
Yeah,
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've had people before I've spoken to people, I'm not going to name names, but I've spoken to people that have quite a big online social media presence. But I've seen people asking, I want to quit smoking. What type of starter kit would you advise me? And they're saying, oh, get an RX 200 and a Tornado.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would like to see more people in, say, like a blue T-shirt or something saying "I'm here to help" or "New to vaping,
Yeah.
ask me a question" type of
There
thing. Some
is,
type of, you know, advocacy to vaping in terms of advising general public, trying to answer questions that they may have, explain different things, something like that. I mean, I understand it would be difficult to try and make sure that they're given the right information and they're
Yeah.
not just, you know, trying to score a free T-shirt to get into the event for nothing. It'd be difficult to do, but it would be definitely something that if I wasn't a vapor, I mean, I would go to a show like that just to find out and speak to somebody that's in that world and say, right, I smoke 20 a day. What can you give me that'll get me
Yeah.
off cigarettes? Why is what you're doing better than smoking? Where have you seen the differences? You know, that type of thing would be good to see at a show, or have a section where there's sofas or something where you could sit down and maybe have a projector on the wall playing the likes of that Horizon show that was
Yeah.
on the other night. Somebody like Grimging coming over, having a booth, or not a booth, have a corner somewhere where he could actually do advocacy for the general public. He could start talking about starter kits, how his life was changed. Things like that would be good to see, rather than juice companies going over, we sell 100,000 bottles a year or 1 million bottles a year, have a T-shirt.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
But never mind Vape Invasion. The next big event I'm looking forward to is on the 9th of July, Mr. Blemmings. You want to talk about that?
What's that? Yes.
Would this be the vape meet that you're arranging?
Yeah, the NI Vape
on the Woodstock
community.
Road? Yeah.
Yes, Teresa of Vape Hunter up at Woodstock Road has been good enough to help organise. Well, I say help organise. She's pretty much done 90% of the organising. So thank you very much, Teresa. If she's watching, you're an absolute legend. She's opened the doors to her shop for us on the 9th to have the first NI Vape community meet, where everybody can come along. There'll be a few stalls selling different juices, people giving advice, build classes, battery safety tutorials, and just a night to hang out, really, to be honest. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I think actually Vape Hunter's birthday is actually coming up. They're open near a year now.
Right.
It's coming up just before that, actually. Hold on, I'll check the exact date here.
Just quickly, in chat, there is some lady called Marguerite. I don't actually know how to pronounce her name.
Marguerite Casey.
Online it states you'll go home with double juice. Is that not promoting freebies to customers? We're actually talking about Vape Invasion Belfast that's coming up. I think what you're talking about is the thing in Dublin. It actually states that underneath it, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think it does actually say that underneath the vape sessions or whatever sessions it is down in
Right,
Dublin.
sessions?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So that's the Dublin Cloud sessions then.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying there, Johnny? I rudely interrupted there.
Oh no, that's okay. I know you're a bucket back and you like to talk.
Hey!
Yes, Teresa is actually having her first birthday for the shop on the 5th of June, which, good enough, is actually a Sunday. So the most of us will hopefully be off work to go up and support that. She's got a lot of cool things in recently. She's got the Limitless Mech mods in. She's got the Coilmaster 521 tabs in as well for doing your building on.
Yeah.
Got a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of new drip tips and things in as well. So I'll definitely be going up to show my support for that, because she's the only place I know that does that EJuice e-liquid, and it's friggin' awesome. I think it's the Hodges Homebrew makes it. I'm not sure, but it's delicious.
It's actually, I'm pretty proud of what's going on in our country at the minute with the vape shops. They're all sort of stepping their game up. Yourself and Total Vapor user getting the products in, we're getting the products in now as well. And juice, I mean, we're getting laden down with juice now, so we are. We're actually doing loads of discounts at the minute on the likes of I Love Cookies and all to try and get that backlog out to make room for the new stuff coming in. And the same with mods and all and stuff. So
Even the likes
we're starting, yeah, the Lawrence store as well, and there's even a couple out by Lurgan and all now are sort of stepping their game up. So we're actually starting to come up now more with what the shops in the mainland have and the States.
Mentioning Lurgan, Paddy, Vape Magic in Lurgan, he's actually opened a new shop in Portadown, so he has. And then you got Big Jeff up in Bost, in Banbridge. He's opening a new shop this week or next week in Newcastle. So I mean, it's definitely growing. What I like about what you're saying about the shops bringing in new stuff, what I like more than that is the fact that the shops talk to each other. So they have competitive rates on the prices and all. You're not going to walk into one shop and they're going to charge 25 for something and go to somebody else and they charge £10. You know, they're in around the same as each other because we have our community, but they also have their community as well as being part of our community as well, which is really nice. You know, you can actually sit down and have a chat with them as well as just going in and buying something. You know, so it's nice that I mean, even up at that level, it's still a community.
Yep.
What is it? I mean, we got a camera in there today, right? It must be on his 50 or something. And you know, on both the long and anyway, my theorem, I loved it. So he bought one. So then the other day, he'd actually swim and show him how to build it, and then went home with the Coil Master kit and all, and Campfall, button, and that's him happy as Larry now because he says it's the best thing he's ever used for flavour and stuff. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that kind of thing, like. So but anyway, lads. So we'll wrap it up.
Aye, we've really talked nothing but crap for the last hour.
Yeah. That's the
This
fun.
is it. This is what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Is there any more questions in the chat section other than Marguerite?
No,
I
I've seen
don't even know if that's how you say her name. I'm assuming Marguerite. If it's not, leave nasty comments and.
Yeah, on Belfast Vape Reviews channel, leave the nasty comments.
Either way, it'll increase my viewings.
Who gave a thumbs down to this video? Who's sad enough?
It might have been me.
No idea.
I wonder who's sad enough.
I don't know. Sure.
It might
There'll
have been me.
probably be another 3 within the next 2 days, but who cares?
Who could actually dislike this face?
Well,
that was definitely me.
from what I hear, your mother does. So.
One
Ah.
But anyway, lads, thanks for coming on, and we might make this a regular thing. We might not. We'll see what happens.
But I mean, we could do this as a regular. I mean, if there's any questions that anybody has or anything we've talked about tonight that you want more information about, contact any of us either on the Topside Vaping group, NI Vape community, either Paul's review channel or my review channel. Leave comments or questions you have. We'll try and find the answers out for you, or anything you want to discuss. And then if we do maybe do another show next week, we'll make sure to try and answer those questions for you.
Any questions, comment on this here, because that's what I'll say on YouTube. So comment away with any questions, and then the next time we do it, I'll have them all set up and we can answer them.
Apparently, it's Maggie.
Maggie, will
Okay,
do.
Maggie. That sounds a lot easier to me.
Right, Maggie.
Let's even be more informal. All right, Mags.
Anyway, lads, thanks for coming on, and I'll catch you later.
Get on.
So, all right, you two, keep it lit.
Bye.